Good morning, YouTubers. Another wonderful, beautiful day this morning, poolside at the Golden Palace Golden Lions swimming pool. Hope you all doing good this morning. Today's Friday. During the Holy Week, it's real quiet. Most families have gone home or visiting relatives, during the Holy Week, and it's pretty laid back and kind of quiet, way more than usual. Usually when school is on, it's always motorcycles going back and forth, and everyone's busy trying to just live their life, doing their routine. But boy, this couple days before Easter Sunday is just super quiet. The whole Barunga, it's like the quietest I've ever experienced here. This morning I got the milk oolong tea from the tea house in Beijing. I'm gonna look that up, but and see what it's for. All the different tea types of teas are good for certain ailments that you have, certain things. If you want to improve it helps it. And every tea is a little bit different for all that kind of stuff. The tea, Chinese tea, and it goes back for centuries, right? And they know what each variety does. But I need to do more research on that. That's a cool thing about the internet. I mean, your research is so instant. We have such a knowledge that we can get from the internet for so many things. Just have to be careful about, misinformation and that kind of stuff too, though. But it's pretty amazing. We're really pretty blessed by that. Let's try this. Yeah, still good, but it has definitely a different taste and smell. Anyways, I was I subscribe to not all, but a lot of the bloggers, the foreigner bloggers that have settled and retired as expats in the Philippines. It's a thing that I've always listened to, even years before I came to the Philippines, or maybe a 1 year before I came to the Philippines, because for a long time it wasn't really a consideration. But certain things will happen in your life, and you say, you know what, I really got to get out of here. I got to get out of where I've been my entire life, because it's getting so, what's going on in my country is upsetting me so much more and more each day. That's a big reason why people leave America or any of these first world countries, Australia, New Zealand, England, to go over to a different life, to try to remove some of these things that are happening in our countries that are affecting our lives on a daily basis in a negative way, where it wasn't like that before when we were growing up and becoming a young man and getting a job. And I mean, there was so many freedoms, and the government wasn't in your business, and the news, no one really watched the news except for 30 minutes to an hour on every evening. That's it. Nowadays it's non-stop, 24/7, streaming on YouTube, streaming on TV. I mean, it's in your face constantly. That's what I like about the Philippines, and that's the main reason I escaped here. English speaking, it's so laid back. I mean, some people talk about Philippine time because it's way slower. everything gets done way slower. So don't come here if you want the hustle and bustle, because everything's different here. It's way slower. And I was listening to one of the foreigner blogs on YouTube just before I started making this video. It was Paul in the Philippines. I'm subscribed to him and listened to him for a while. He's got some good interviews he does with people. And said he was talking to a gentleman that asked him on the phone. He actually called him on the phone and said, "You know, Paul, before you came to the Philippines, how did you find the strength to actually pull the trigger and do it?" Because I've sold my, the guy said, "I sold my home. I've gotten rid of all the things I need to get rid of. I got my Social Security started or whatever financially that I can do it. But it's so hard for me to get up the gumption, get up the nerve to pull the trigger and jump on that plane and actually do it." Because and you know what? Just like Paul said, I got to think back. There was a lot of negativity from family, friends, everything that's, "Oh, you're going to ruin your life, you're going to get in danger, you're going to get kidnapped, you're going to get killed, you're going to get blah, 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 blah." So just a million different things of, trying to hold you back. And that's typical of, you're leaving somewhere you've been your whole life. You grew up, your family, everything, right? Well, then why are you even contemplating the move? There must be some real good reasons why, too. So, it's something you shouldn't make a snap decision, obviously. It took me at least a good year before, I decided. But my situation is different, and everyone's is going to be different, of course. But sometimes the reasons for leaving what you have known for your entire life are greater than the fear, and that's why people have a low strength level to get on that plane and come to the Philippines, to have their future being there. I mean, it's just like, imagine it. It's just like the pilgrims traveling across America in the early days with a completely unknown wilderness and dangers of Indians, and all these, the diseases on the trail, going to a new land, or even back as far as, centuries ago, like Christopher Columbus and all the sailors that would go on these ships and discover new continents and new islands and stuff like that. I mean, just imagine what was going through their minds before they jumped on that ship and started making their way across unknown, uncharted waters. I mean, some people not only have a burning desire within their soul to explore, just like Star Trek, right? Star Trek, people want to explore the unknown. And then other people are trying to escape bad situations of where they are. So they are going to get out of that situation and go to where they can get out of those things that have been detrimental and pushing them down into a slavery type situation, whether it's, constantly government getting in your face saying, "You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that." I mean, these are some of the reasons why people escape from where they've been their entire lives. And if these tyrannical governments and these overbearing superpower corporations would just cease what they are doing, pushing the people down under their thumb all the time, people would be content to live where they always have. But there's such a search right now, and some of it's spiritual, and people don't even know it. They don't. I mean, something's pushing them. Something is bothering them so bad, and they don't really know what it is. And I would say explore your spiritual life too, in some of this. You know, pray about it. I think that's huge. But yeah, like Paul was saying in his blog when that guy was asking him, where, Paul, did you find the strength to get on that plane and go to the Philippines and start a new life? I totally understand that when the first time I did it, there was so much against me from relatives, most not so much my friends, because I didn't ever had very many friends. I have a handful of super close friends, and they were really supportive. They were going to miss me, of course, but family, a lot of the family had already moved on, except for my folks, and they were setting in their ways in their situation, and didn't want to obviously move, because it seems like the older and older you get, the harder it is to do a move like that. I mean, adventure and exploration and a complete life change like that is really for the young. But the young is harder for the young because they're not well off financially, right? It's only the retired that have worked their entire lives, built up a savings, have a pension, have a social security or whatever to, be able to do such a thing. But to get that strength, yeah, you just have to have faith in yourself, you know, and you have to cut ties with what's holding you down. And a big part of that was he sold his house and sold all his belongings that he wanted to, or gave them away or whatever, right? That's the same thing I did too. Sold everything I had and everything I could and gave away the rest. And what I could ship to the Philippines, I did. I shipped over 100 Bilik Bayan boxes. It's like a 3 by 2 by 2 box, pretty big size. And at Bilik Bayan, there's several places in the U.S. I was in Las Vegas, and there's Seafood City is the name of the area, and it's a place where Filipinos can go and buy Filipino food. All the stuff you get here, you can get there from the Filipino community that lived in the Las Vegas area. And inside that store, and there was even a Jollibee's there. And inside there, there was a place where you could ship the Bilik Bayan boxes to the Philippines. $100 per box. Didn't matter what the weight was or anything. $100. And so, like I say, I sent over 100 boxes of all my tools, all my household wares that I know all that stuff I would need and use here. And so it was really sweet, an easy way to do it. But it took, it's like when you send it, it's the slow boat to China. So it takes 3 months to get to your boxes each time you ship. So boxes were trickling in here for, a year or two before all the boxes arrived, because I would send some boxes at a time and then get another batch of 6 or 8 boxes, and then in another week or two I'd get another 6 or 8 boxes, so you can just go through all your things there and send and give away what you need whatever you need to do to get her done, right? But yeah, first time on the plane, I had pneumonia, right? So there was something trying to stop me from coming here. I explained that a couple of times before, but I didn't let it. I did not I didn't care hell or high water. I was so done with where I was in my situation. And even though I still had a wonderful job in Alaska and I had a great career and I was still making good money, but as far as my social life and as far as my family life, I was completely done with the U.S. The whole way the system was there, constantly beating a man down into a pulp. I mean, that's exactly the situation there in the U.S. It's the way the laws are, the tax structure, the social fabric. It's totally destroyed, and it's just one thing after another. The rules, even the medical rules there. That's why my autistic son is autistic, because of the medical rules there. That if you don't know any better, if you're not informed, that kind of stuff's going to happen to you there because they keep pushing it on you, pushing it on you, pushing it on you, and you don't have a choice. And just like you don't have a choice in the U.S. whether you have automobile insurance or house insurance or all the insurance stuff. That's just another criminal cabal, the whole insurance and banking industry. And it's just here, I don't have to do any of that stuff. It's not required. And that's what I like. That gives me a sense of freedom and peace. That I don't have to do what they said I had to do in America. I'm just, I, I'm so happy about that. You would not believe the weight lifted off my shoulders and my soul from getting out from under all that taxation and fees and permits and insurances. And it's killing Americans. It's killing them. It's too much, and and I'm sure all of you there are feeling the weight of it also. So I would say, just man up best you can and just put your feet on that path going to that plane and just do it. I mean, say your last goodbyes, and sure, you have your contacts through Skype on the internet or through YouTube or whatever, right? Just keep contact with those that are close to you. And some people go back and forth all the time, but I decided that if I start going back and forth all the time, it's going to even make more turmoil in my life. I want to be one place, settled, and make a new future. And that's why I came here. So I hope that helps. And, you know, all the foreigners that are here doing blogs, they're good, pretty darn good. They really want to truly help you guys escape America or escape the country you're coming from, because it's becoming so bad there. Because we know how once you're here and establish yourself, you're going to have a very peaceful life in so many ways. With all that and finding a good Filipino wife or girlfriend, because it's completely different. The Eastern world is completely different than the Western world. I'll tell you that right now. So that's the morning talk this morning. Y'all take care and have a great day. So long.